Hey there, lads and lasses. This here, of course, is Thunderhand 64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. Here on a Wednesday, it is a little bit past noontime, and that can only mean that it's time for some Generations Minecraft server. We are on the Generation 5 survival world today, building out the Drown Farm, and let's just switch right on over to that. Without further delay, like right into it. Not like right into it, actually right into it. Let's do this. Let's do this. I have such cool stuff to show you guys. A portal in the sky. Yeah, no, it's cooler than that. Here we are. If you can see, just down below me there, look at all those little pruny boys all lined up down there. Let's see if I can get my view over there. Look at all of them. Oh, there's an Endy down there too. So the overworld portion of the Drown Farm is pretty much finished. The mechanical parts of the overworld portion of it is finished. There's some decorative terraforming stuff that has to be done. So let's zip around. Let's take a look at what we have here. We've put in the portal, so we've moved the portal from the old Drown Farm over to the new Drown Farm. So we've succeeded in doing that. There's the AFK area. Let's just take a flyabout here and take a look at this thing. You know what? I'm going to set my render distance too. That's so we get the entire terrain around this, the whole 9 yards. Let's do that. Options, video settings. Well, we're already at max. On my server, max is 32 chunks. But you know what? We can set that up to 64 on my server as well. How did I do that? I went over to here. Resource packs. I think... You know what? I think it's at the beginning, at the beginning screen over here. There should be something in here that says mods. And oh wait, I don't have that mod manager mod on Generations. That's right. And I don't think through options video settings I can bring this up past 32. I think I need that. Yeah, there's a performance booster on mod that I don't have on Generations that I do have on Buffooncraft, so I'm going to have to catch up with that. 32 chunks is a decent enough render, though. The full 64, though, is just breathtaking. It really is. So that's a tweak I'm going to have to make. Look at them all down there. Oh, the Endy went away. Oh, okay. Oh, what am I in creative mode? How did I do that? Oh, when I logged off and logged back on. All right. Look at this thing. So this is a 4-chunk Drown Farm. And that water stream is entirely source blocks, which means the soul sand below can push the drowns up. Look at them all in there. Good Lord. Let's see if we can do this. I think we can. I died so many times making this farm. And I would have thought that I was finished with that by now. Or would have thought that, you know, I was a decent enough player where I wouldn't take that many deaths. I took so many deaths. But then I had to remember, okay, this is how we work with drowns and stuff like that. And, you know, switched out my gear, switched out my armor several times and my tactics. And it's like, oh, yeah, Okay, back on the bicycle again. This is how we work with drones. Look at these guys. Now, occasionally, since I do not yet have the portals lit, we do have some obsidian blocks here that are spawnable. And so you will get endies on here. You'll get other mobs spawning on those blocks. Ooh, there's a pointy boy right there. But sometimes you can see like a skeleton archer or an enderman like at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, I think there's a bony boy right over there. Right on that side. Yeah, there it is. So you can see the bubble columns push them up, and then I have, just like the Guardian Farm, the mechanic of this is just like the Guardian Farm, as a matter of fact. What is that? Is that a trident somebody threw? Oh, no, it's an arrow from the... it's an arrow from that skeleton archer. Okay. Now, this is a little bit dangerous to do, but it's weird because during the daytime, even in shadow, they're kind of benign. I mean, they will attack you, but... Look at this guy. He's practically ignoring us. For now. Yeah, but that's how that works. So we need to light the portals for this. And then in the nether, we need to build out the corresponding portals that are linked to this with the drop chute and then the collection, the sorting, and the auto crafting. So that's what's going to happen next. However, this is not the complete overworld. I'm certainly not going to leave the portal looking janky like that with the dirt corner blocks. Oh, absolutely not. Also, down below, we have some business going on. We have a little bit of terraforming to do. I'll show you that in a moment. If you come over here, here's the old drown farm. Now, the old drown farm looks spectacular. The setting for it is just beautiful. It's got this open plains area. It's got a little bit of forestry there. It's got the ocean behind it. It's got these mountains in the background, the river system here and everything. It looks very beautiful. I think it does anyway. My opinion. Except for, the janky dirt and the scaffolding and stuff. But had I completed that, it would have looked really nice here. The setting just looks very beautiful. Right. However, the reason why I didn't just tear this down and rebuild it here in the new fashion is this river system doesn't quite have 4 chunks of river biome. And so performance-wise, this location is better. However, it just doesn't look quite as nice. It has some nice terrain features around it. It's got that hill in the background. It's got some hills in the background. But I don't know, it just doesn't look as nice. Especially from this angle. Here is the village in which Kachi and Biggie built when they were younger. And so I wanted to build the drown farm in this area. We're not too far away from Mushroom Island Central. And it's just a nice area, and they built here, so I wanted to build it in the neighborhood without, encroaching on their build. But it's just a really cool... You can see how nice that looks there. And slightly less nice that looks there. So my point is, in the most roundabout way possible, is we're going to do a little terraforming around here. Hopefully not a lot. There'll be a pathway from here leading out to the drown farm. Through this, I might take a good portion of this forest away. We'll see. The path will lead down through the wood here. And then I'm building out the bottom support structure to this here. And so I have... I see occasionally these guys get pushed off and they hit down here. So there'll be a chamber in here. You can see where I'm going to make pixel art of a drowned head right here. And I'll finish out the walls here and stuff and the floor and whatnot. And then this will be a bubble column that leads up to the top. Generations, we're super rich on generations, so we have rockets and elytra. Elytra is the way I usually say it. But still, I think it should have at least some sort of elevator from ground level up to the top. So that's what that will be. It has access in and out of the river here. And I always make it a point when I build a structure in water that somehow boats can get past. Not that I intend on doing a lot of boating here, but see, boats can get around the backside of this here. And so even though boats can't pass over this section here, they can pass around in the back. Let me get caught up in the chat here, because I can see a good friend and fellow buffoon, Lone Star, is in the chat there. Hey, Thunder. Hey, Lone. How's it going? You guys can see, you guys. Friends, you can see the auto shout-out up there for Lone Star, fellow buffoon. Just go and check him out when you get a chance. Diamond corner blocks. What is this thing you call Elytra? Yeah. Buffooncraft, we still haven't had access, have been granted access to the end yet. So we are Elytra-less there. And, you know, that's fine. I'm good with it. I'm fine. But Generations, we do have it and we do use it. So Generations have been going on for 5 years now. We're going on our 5th year in it. So we certainly have things like Elytra and stuff like that. So, but still, around the back here, I would like to have the elevator running up the back. Right at the back here, and it'll probably drop right off of that edge. Made the whole thing out of, the major parts of it out of tinted glass. That was a lot of amethyst farming, everybody. That took so much from our amethyst farm. But this is cool, and because this is glass, there's no spawning here, except on top of the portal. But this is all spawn-proof up here. And I may build something up here. I need some protection against lightning, and I need some protection against phantoms, because that is enabled here on Generations. But look at all them pruny boys. Look at all of them. So those are the plans. So the terraforming, the decoration and stuff will happen after. So I have a choice of how to proceed here. And I'm thinking if I go into the Nether, build out the linked portals with the drop chute, the collection, the sorting, the auto crafting. If I do that, then the farm will be harvesting and processing our drowns while we're out working on the terraforming and stuff like that. We don't get as good as spawns as when we're down there on drown level. The center of the AFK sphere is right here. So if we hit H, you can see it around us like this. And if we fly out, you can see it. You can see it better from the outside. There it is. This is the biomes thing that I was using the other day. But you can see that is the spawn radius. You can see it's centered right on those 4 carpets, which is the AFK spot. So when we're down here, I love this formation right here, by the way. When we're down here, when we're building down there in the ground, you can see we're outside the spawn radius. That would move the spawn radius down to here. Now, the drown farm will still be, the top of the sphere will still cover the drown farm, but you'll also get all of the ground spawns and whatever spawning in caves and stuff underneath, and that'll reduce the number of drowns. So you'll still get spawns down here, but just not as much as you would if you're up there, right? While we're in here, they can really only spawn in this. Well, except for that treetop. We're going to have to take that out. So that's the idea. So if we go into the Nether, which we will start today, we'll go into the Nether, we'll get that started, and we'll hook this up and we'll start harvesting our drowns. And then we'll do the small bit of terraforming around here. It's not going to take much. I really like this river biome pretty much the way it is. I'm going to connect this out to the sea there. I think that's, I may work that harbor a little bit and connect that out there. I'll also connect out this portion of the river to that portion of the river out behind Kachi and Biggie's village out there. And then we'll make the road that leads from the village out to here. We may do something and strip down this forest here. Excuse me, and get rid of this here. So just so you get a better view of this from here, and we'll make this look like plains and stuff. And maybe we'll do something to the road here, but I really don't want to get too involved in that. I just want to try to make the scenery look a little bit better. Mind you, it doesn't look bad here. I like this. I especially like features like this hill here and these hills in the background. These meadow hills here. The terrain generation did a nice job here. Yeah, and from this angle, it looks nice. But from that angle, looking back at it, not so much so. And then, like I said, I will finish the features down below here. Inside here and everything. The procession way down through here. You can see where I'm working out my block palette for the pixel art for the drown and stuff. So, okay, with that, we do have some things to do here now. That means we have to prep. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Like this, we have the chest monster growing in there. Yes, I understand. We have tools to repair and some things like that. So let's start with that. That's going to be the easiest thing to do. Here are redstone scaffolding. We're going to need that. How about these supplies? Let's do this. So much tinted glass. So much tinted glass, you guys. Guys, again, sorry. Friends. Let's see. We will carry these 2 shulkers with us. So we can bring items to and fro. Let's do that. Okay, Electra is going strong. We're going to have to craft ourselves up some rockets. We're going to have to do some of that. We'll bring this with us. We'll bring this with us. This is standard kitting, right? So, well, for me it is. Okay, I think we're all set. Right. And what I didn't mention is, along with the terraforming, will be the dismantling of the old farm and getting that out of there. So. Okay, not that we're going to need the bed in the nether, but... Okay, so tool repair is first thing on the agenda. Actually, second thing, the tour was first... Just stop. Hello, Indy boy! That's the old drowned farm portal. Here we are. Over here is the entrance to the end. We'll go over to the Indy farm, and we will repair some tools. We'll do that. So, Lone, how goeth it today? This place brings me back memories. Kachi and I built this Enderman farm so long ago. Look at this thing. These farms just kick butt for days, man. They're just... All right, we're going to get a little bit of racket here. Let me see. Usually I carry my sword here. Yeah, here we go. Me sword. All right, and let's put the tools in the offhand here so we can repair them. And then we've got a little bit of this kind of stuff to do. Wow, look how fast that thing is repaired. These farms are majorly OP. Look at this thing go. Of course, this being a single-player world, the mob cap is just wide open for our one player here. So farms just run so good on this world. But you do have to kind of keep that in mind efficiency-wise, that, you know, you think the farm is really, really efficient in its design, but you do have to remember that the mob cap isn't being taken up by 10 or more players, right? So look, it takes forever to repair shovels, and in fact, I have to remember to stop swinging at a certain point and let the XP catch up. Look at that. Already complete. Not too bad. Started the day with a 3-hour drive home, then did some shopping, then relaxing for the rest of the day. Okay, all the immediate tools and weaponry and armor, gear, whatnot, that has all been repaired. Let's take a look at whatever else we have for tools here. We have to remember to discharge excess pearls, which is usually not a problem. However, at the Enderman farm, it's indeed a problem. Wow, I don't have mending on this fishing rod. Unbelievable. Let's repair our sheath, because we use these a lot on Generations. We have a couple of hose. Don't say it. Right here. We've got that. Generate a little bit of the XP. There's the real foolish one. Always good to have a plethora of farming implements. I have to say I agree. Welcome on in, a fellow buffoon, real foolish sage. See the auto shout out up there for him. So, Lone Star and Sage, I believe, are part of the latest expedition with Shut Mountain and Skip, and I think you can view it in Skip's VOD, where they made considerable progress with the lore. So much progress. Very well done, men. Very, very well done. Now, I was going to suggest to Skip and my buffoon friends that we... oh, that one does not have mending. This one does. That we mount an Expedition Friday during my Buffooncraft stream, but it seems you guys have already... It seems you've already done everything that I intended to do on Friday, or attempt to do anyway. So I think we're good there. Still, we may just explore the lore. Explore the lore that's already been discovered, just to catch up with things in case you haven't seen Skip's VOD, which I suggest you check out. But maybe we'll discover something new. Who knows? I don't think so right now. I think we're in a holding pattern right now while we wait for the next revelation. but extremely good job by our fellow buffoons. See, we generate such a flow of XP that we can just, at some point, just stand here and let it roll in. Just take a few swipes and then manage inventory. Just watching this farm operate is fascinating. Let's see. We're good there. We're good there. We're good there. It's just we're about to do quite a bit of redstone, or at least to get it started, and I want to be certain that all my tools are up to snuff before we get going there. Now, I don't think I'm going to be making use of the hoe, but I'm already here, so I may as well just go through the inventory quickly. It's not that much of an inventory, so we should be able to repair things lickety-split. Let's drive off. The excess pearlage. Great. Okay, all of that stuff is looking good. Here we go. All right, I'm looking good there. This is what I'm looking for. This one here. Wow, we're actually in good shape here. This one just a very, very little bit. There's no mending on that. Okay. Wow, I have some nice pickaxes here. Okay, I think that should conclude our work here. I think we should, I need one of these back. I usually keep my Silk Touch one in the inventory. Where is it? There it is. So I'll usually keep one in... One with Silk Touch in it, with, you know, the efficiency 5 and everything, and then one without the Silk Touch, with no efficiency, and that's usually my detailing pickaxe, which I don't have on this server. I have to rectify that situation, I guess. But there we go. There it is. All right, let's get out of here. We're done. We're finished. We are going to have to stop by and equip ourselves with some rockets. What? Back at the drone farm? All right. Sleeping has been accomplished. We do this back through the portal. Yeah, and I need to craft up some rockets. That won't take long, believe me. Not here it won't. Let's see, north and slightly west. Here we are. Another thing that's nice about being on Generations is everything's close by. So this is for the Guardian farm, and we need to build a similar drop chute, kill chamber, collector, sorter, overflow system. Oh, I can do this stuff so much better now. But then we need to add onto the auto crafter. So we'll have a double chest of Nautilus shells, a double chest of tridents. And then we'll have a row of just the copper ingots. And then we'll have several rows of double chests of the copper blocks. Copper blocks are, copper is weird to craft on the, because, what do I have? No gunpowder. Did I use all the gunpowder? I may have collected a whole bunch of the gunpowder at some earlier point and used it for something. We can go pilfer our chests too and see what's in there. And this, again, is some general housekeeping that has to be done. Because we're reducing these chest monsters, so I always make a few passes and just get rid of some of this excess stuff. Let's head back to here. See if we have anything in any of these. I've been very good at managing these. Well, very is probably not justified. I've been good at managing these. So there should be no gunpowder in any of these. None of these shulkers should be like junk shulkers. But these double chests, however, that's a different affair altogether. We need to reduce these items. So whenever I'm about to do something like craft up a bunch of rockets or something like that, I always check the chest monsters first, just to reduce the amount of items that we have here. Yeah, see? A little bit of gunpowder right there, just taking up an inventory slot. Here's another one. At least I did finally, a few months back, load up the inventory sort resource pack here. Or is that a full-blown mod? I forget. But I installed it, and it's been very helpful in managing these chest monsters. When we first started using it on Buffooncraft, I was like, it's kind of cool, I guess. Now it's essential. What I find is instead of using it to really organize chests and everything, it's just quicker to search for things. That's I think its most valuable application. Let's do this. Good there. Oh, cool. That'll do it, though. Let us... Here's my box of rockets. And the other thing I want to do is consolidate these, too. So I have 2 boxes of rockets, and I don't need that. I really just need the one. On Generations, I always use the D3s, but Buffooncraft, I will sometimes use the D1s. All right, let's gather all of our ingredients together. Here, you know, we have a severely overpowered cane farm. So we have plenty of cane, but again, there's like a lot, there actually is a lot of paper in these chests. There's probably a lot of cane in these too. So we can do some cleaning up there as well. Again, I can just get it over there at the farm, but the idea is to try to clean this up, do a little housekeeping while we're at it. Look at all of this. So we can craft up a lot of these rockets and clean up at the same time. Also emptying out these chests here too, because all of this is going to go away. Now I want to quickly just check. I should have checked for paper while I was over here. And again, this is in the interest of just cleaning up, right? So if there's any cane or any paper in any of these, we can free up some inventory space for those items. A little bit. But that's one more slot available. Or more accurately, that's one less item. And the chest is a little bit more reduced because of it. Okay, I think we're all right there. And then back to these. I should have checked for paper over here while I was at it. These slime chunks in this world are insane. Let's just quickly see something here. Chunk border, shape render, slime chunks. Right bracket is for slime chunks. So let me see. This one? See that? There we go. Sometimes they're affected by height too. So that's weird. It's not toggling on. Well, what I wanted to show you is that there are 6 slime chunks here. Some of them are adjacent to each other. Some of them are located very nearby, right over there, all the way down here. So what I'm thinking of doing is, since this is a storage area, what I might do in the back here is make my slime farm here. Why, you? How dare you, sir, during my exposition. So I may make a slime farm over there, and my slime farm is basically going to be a couple of iron golems set in stations along the wall here with just the hoppers here. That way I can control the slime that spawn here, but at the same time, you know, have the benefits of a slime farm. I did make a slime farm down in the south on a peninsula, on a landmass down south. I started one down there, and it's a 2x2 chunk. So there's 4 chunks, 4 adjacent chunks. And I'm thinking, wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. So I began to build a slime farm down there, and I got it running. It's not the best slime farm. I didn't really know too much about them back then. But now, you know, my intention was to go down there someday and finish it up. But now I'm thinking, I have a better slime farm here. Why bother with that one down there? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just change this into a slime farm in the back area here. We are looking. Wow, these field effect. Like when you've got the speed effect on you. I disabled that, but it appears like it's still on. Like the distortion effects. Whatever. Let us take a look in here. We're looking for paper, right? Paper. Are there any paper or sugarcane? And again, just cleaning them up, right? Just cleaning out these. There shouldn't be any in any of these shulkers. Right, there are none there. There isn't any. Wow. We're having trouble Englishing today. Let us do this. Sugarcane, paper, rock, scissors. I think we're good. Even if I overlooked like a few pieces of cane or something like that, that's fine. Whatever. I'm just making certain, you know, again, in the interest of cleaning these up. We're finished. We're out. Let's go craft up some rockets. I'm going to craft them here. This is the cane farm with no overflow on it. How embarrassing. We're going to have to fix that at some point. But at some point, we're actually going to move the pumpkin farm and the cane farm. It will have its own wing out off in that direction. It'll be very cool. I love watching the pumpkin farm doing its thing. It's so cool. All right, let's craft these up. This and this. And let me see. Paper, 3 gunpowder. Let's do that to begin with. Shit, like that. When we move the cane farm, it'll be set up with the auto crafter for the rockets and all of that. Let me just do that. Sun 1, Sun 2, like that. Yeah, we're out of gunpowder at that point. Okay. Great. Here we go. And we will keep some in the old inventory right here. Let's see. Let's do something like this. And I think we're good. Rockets will go right there. This stuff, let's see. Let's just put these right here for now. Great. All right. Let's do the sleeping thing. How am I doing for time here? Almost ready for our break. We are ready to rock and roll. So, one of the first things we should do is establish the location of the portals. Let's make sure that we have that straight. We'll get down some coordinates. So, the portal to the AFK chamber will be right here. And then the portal for the farm with the drop chute and everything will probably be right about here. So we have to make sure, we have to make very, very certain that these two do not interconnect. That's very important. That's why I'm being so picky about the coordinates. This is strange because you think when you left a chunk they would despawn. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Center of the farm is right about here. This should be center of the portal right here. What have I got here? Let's type this in. Got 575. The Y doesn't really matter at this point. And then 1879. Right there, both positive because we're in the south and east. That'll give us about 72 maybe. Look, under. And then 1879. That'll give us about 235. And that's our location in the nether. So the chicken jockeys, they become unseated in the water flow, or is it the bubble vader that does it? Interesting. Look at all these guys. Look at this. Hawk. So cool. This farm is going to kick major butt. $72. Okay, so that should be on this axis. And then $235. Wow, that is really close. That is so, so very close. I may move this portal back. The other thing is I will move this up into the air up top, so that is definitely going to help. But you can put things this closely together if you linked up the portals right. If you look over at Nebula's gas farm that we built together here. If Greener, you happen to be watching the VOD for this. See, you can put things very, very close like this. You just have to be extra careful how you link these up, right? And so my plan for the drop chute is to do this kind of a thing, just like this. Now, the kill height should be 30, but Nova said to me the other day when we were working on the mob farm that he read that it's 32. So we need to confirm that. So we'll need to take a quick peek at the wiki. But let's do this. 72, 235. Right about there. All right, let's get the height. We might already, well, no, we'll be way higher up. Now the height is going to wind up being a little bit treacherous. Now, I don't think it matters whether it's the top of the portal or not. This is 173. This is 168. So there's a difference of 5, so that's... Oh, we're getting hit with tridents. I could take the average, right? So 2.5, and that was what, 163, 164, 165 and a half, which is like 166. But in the on the roof of the Nether, we're already like, oh, let's take a look. 128. Oh, we could go up. $68, 173. That's 5, 2.5. That's 170 and a half. So if we went up to 171. And now I really don't have to go this high with it, but I'm thinking it may make it easier to avoid linking those portals. So let's go up to 171 for the portal. We're already too high. Thunder. I'm thinking right there. And then from up here, I'm thinking let's do 3 by 3. So we'll make that kind of a drop chute. And I'm going to do what I did on the other one, and I'm going to make the 4 portals here because I think that's cool. Also, we don't have to have a minimum. Since this is passive, we can just have the drop over 30 blocks or 32. It doesn't matter. Because I can't see like coming 32 blocks down from here. We're at 171, which would be 51. That would be a negative 743 block drop. to the floor here, but then we need to go up a little bit more. We may actually have to go higher up. We'll see. It depends on how much height we're going to take for storage and stuff like that. So, and how we're going to arrange said storage. I'm already thinking ahead of to Redstone. You see, we're getting very, very close to the chute with the portal. I may move the portal back. We'll see. That's a little tight. But we're going to get something like this. I am going to look at the wiki right now. We're at break, so let us break for our 3 minutes of ads, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Welcome back, everybody. I should be in standing mode. I've also changed to hat mode. So, Kachi gets out much earlier today than he normally does because hat is important indeed. Especially when you're in bad need of a haircut, like I am. Just too busy to have gone and gotten one. We'll be taking care of that soon. But today is another stream where I'm going to have to dart right out at the end of the stream and go fetch Kachi. He is in the last week or two of school, and so they have early release every day. So I need to be all set for road trip to fetch Kachi. All right, so Google says 24 blocks, 30 blocks for witches. Our mob farm, I found witches still surviving a 30 block drop. Also, armored mobs still surviving a 30 block drop. So, Nova's 32 block is probably based on him having worked out things like armor and those kind of variables, which I have not. So I'm going to see if there's enough room for us to do a 32 block drop. I'd like to keep the height where it's at, but if the height's a little bit higher up than what we had established, the portals would still link. That's still going to be a thing. So. What we do need to do, though, is build this from the bottom up. And so I want on the floor level, the chests and the collection system and all of that. So... Why should I care? Display. Why should I care? And let's reset the playlist. Thank you, Lone. So, yeah, we need to build this from the bottom up. No worries, son. Wait, thank you, lad. Appreciate it. Let us start bringing out the goodies. Of course, our tech kits have to come right out right away. Here's where the double chests are going to be. Drop chamber will be right here. And I think I'll have the hopper line run this way off of it. I would usually do some item transportation, especially the type that I've seen Nova and Villager install in the donut, in the Piglin and the Piggy and Ziggy farm in Buffooncraft. That is super cool with the blue ice blocks and the items, the pistons pushing them down there. That's really, really cool. But this collection system is going to be actually very small. The only thing I'm really interested is the copper ingots #1. That's the first thing I want. But then a double chest of tridents and a double chest of nautilus shells, and that's it. I really don't need any of the other drops. So there'll be an incinerator at the end of it. And that should do it. That's a small... So I don't mind having a hopper line going across with the sorter and the filter and all of that. So let's take a look at this. We'll have the chamber coming off of here with the glass. We can also take a look at the one I've built over here too, because it will be very similar. It will be very similar to this. minus the jank. This one isn't so janky though. I think I did a pretty good job on this one. I can certainly do better nowadays. But so this will be a 5x5 with the windows in place. You can see the glass on the back side of the portal so they don't fall out. Really cool. Very, very cool. And here's the incinerator on the end. And you can see I did a similar thing. No auto crafter here though. Look, I have 3 double chests for the cod. It's like, really? Thunder? But eventually, you know, if I rebuild this, we could have the cod trade up here. That would be a really cool thing. But this is the sort of thing here. Collection system sorter is built right off of the... Oh yeah, that's nice actually. Right off of the hopper line. That's why I went a little higher up with this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks to the collection hoppers. That's the 5th block off the ground. So we can go do that. Let's go sketch that out where that's going to be first. See, it's so nice having this already pre-built in a different location. So, but there is one thing that we do have to be concerned with. You saw the amount of stuff coming off the back of this. So I may bring the item hopper line over a little bit so I can have all the collection and everything over here. I could bring it off of this side too and bring it over here like the other farm, but I don't know. The road leading back to the hopper should be this way a little bit, to the hopper, to the 00 portal. It should line right up with this portal here. So we have all of this room this way to go. And in the interest of keeping things as close as possible, I'll go in this westernly direction with it. So let me see. Right here. This is where all of the hoppers will be. Right here. Like that. And the glass will extend out a little bit. Moa. Kind of like this. That will do that. The item line will come off of it like this. And then we'll have all of the room that we need for that to do any kind of sorting system, auto crafting, stuff like that. As far as auto crafting is concerned, I'm only going to have a single item auto crafter. Those are super easy to make. I think I have those down now. We shall soon see. Just crafting the copper ingots into blocks. Because then from the blocks you can custom craft anything else out of that in the stone cutter. So I think that's how I want to go with that. So just crafting into the copper blocks, that should be enough. And then storing the said blocks. So that should, I'm thinking that will go in the front. So that will be the first stop in the item frame, in the item line right here. The transportation line will be the auto crafter with the crafting up the blocks. The second will be the road just for the ingots right here. Then the third will probably be Nautilus shell. Fourth will be tridents, and then the incinerator will be on the end. We can do that. Three double chests of copper blocks for a single player world is a lot. A lot. 3 double chests of ingots for a single player world is a lot. And then more than enough for Nautilus shells and tridents. That is way more than enough. 1 double chest for each one of those. Sure. So we'll build all of that out here. So we'll start right off of there. Okay, let's measure the drop chute now. Let's do that. In fact, why even bother? As long as it's more than 32 blocks or more, we should be fine. We're at 133 here. And I said 171 up here, I think. 171. 133. So it's going to be 40 with a what? A -2. So 38. So yeah, that's way more than enough. All right, so let's also temporaire. So we're going to need obsidian. We're going to need hoppers. We're going to need glass. We're going to need a lot of glass. I think I have some glass already set. Of course, I didn't bring it with me. But thankfully, things are very close by. I think with this one, instead of using glass blocks, I want to use glass panes. And if that's the case, I'm going to need the hoppers to go out to the border thusly. So I'm hoping I can at least get the drop chute in place. And the portal's lit. That's pretty ambitious considering I have 42 minutes left of the stream. But we'll see how things go. Done, done, and done. So here we'll have the glass panes going all the way up. This will be the drop chamber. These will then proceed outward thusly. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need total yet. But, you know, let's do that. That should be plenty. We'll add or subtract as necessary. Okay, I think the next thing is to get ourselves set up with glass. We'll have to go back and fetch some of that. Basic kit. Plenty of obsidian. Will that be enough, though? Five is 10, and then plus 6. We need 16 for each one, right? I think we'll be okay. 40. Yeah, we should be fine. What else? I think that should do it for now. Let's go fetch some glass. Go get rid of this. And then doing the portal link up is going to be interesting. I forget how I did it with the Guardian Farm, but the Guardian Farm works in the same kind of manner. Hawk! Thunder, really? Please. Look at the size of the pad upon which we have to land, and I still can't manage. So what I usually do is I cheat. Even that doesn't work. Oh, talk about a fail. Oh my God. Please. Please. It's not that hard to do. All you have to do is just circle around. Dispense the energy like that. That's all there is to it. It's not hard. All right, I'm just taking out the central column here. I'll leave this here so we don't forget the height. All these hoppers are going to be full of dirt and stuff. Actually, it should be this last one down here, right? All right, let's go get the glass. Enough. We need to get glass. We have 2 shulkers right here full. We should be good. Yes, like that. Let's go take this out like this. We're going to have stuff spawning all over this. Hopefully not guests. Let's see. Let's do this. Yeah, we're good. Let's go get some glass. We might have some here. Got so many amethyst crystals, so much glass to build that overworld farm. Yeah, there's not. All right, we can get some though because we could just buy it. But let's sleep off the night here if we still can. That means going down to the farmer level. There we are. Good. Getting ourselves some glass. No. Yeah, we need the emeralds first. That's the idea. I do remember how to do this. Herm. Hey there, fellas. Been a while. How y'all been? How's the wife and kids? Herm. You may have forgotten they're still down in the retention centers. Yeah, we're working on that. We need some copper. Sure. No. Hands, please. No reason to go silent while we're trading pumpkins. It requires intense focus and concentration. Got to make sure these guys aren't swindling me. Okay, there we are. This trade hall, I'm probably not going to upgrade with my trident chucking drowns. Not this one. I will build the iron trade hall over at the new iron farm when I redesign that, and that one I will equip thusly. Just as long as I have it somewhere on the server. Now, should we make colored glass? I'm thinking yes. And how should said glass be colored? Well, I'm thinking the cyan colored glass, and that should do. And we should change it up with another color. At least two colors. So I think green would be a little too obnoxious. Maybe the light blue, but that might be a little too much. The light gray might be good. But the cyan is definitely the one I want to use. How many players have used brown glass? I'm just like, what kind of maniac uses brown glass? Leave your estimation in the comments below. That's how I can tell Sage is AFK right now. He wouldn't have let that go on. Uh-oh. We're actually running out of inventory, which means we probably have enough glass. Yeah, we're not going to use this quite this much, but I just like to have some surplus. Yeah, let's do that. And let's bleed off some of this. We'll do something like Joe. Yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty. Let me see. Glass, though. Dyeing glass. Multiples of 8, right? So let's do that. All right, let's go get some dye. Wrong shoot. There we go. Uh-oh. Something has gone awry with this. Oh, that must mean that there's a source block that's missing. Right about here somewhere. How did that happen? Like that? Are they all missing? Okay, I'll have to deal with that later. I usually put a water source around here somewhere. Nope. No such luck. Okay, that's fine. We'll get that later. Let's get some dye. Here's some light blue in case we try some of that. Dark blue, I don't think so. One of the other thing, I'd like to get the frog lights, but I don't have a frog light farm yet. So we'll go with the sea lanterns. I know where to get some sea lanterns. I know a guy. Also, we can make some if we have cactuses. All right, we're good there. Okay. Let's go check out our chests here. So we have light blue. Again, we have plenty of lapis, so if I come across some cactuses, I'll make the green dye. Oh, there's some green dye over in the smelter. There should be. There should still be some over there. All right. There's some purple. I don't think I'm going to use any purple, though. Slimy. That bat was really asking for it. I thought that it lost its will to live there a little bit, flying right in front of my bow like that. Oh, so lucky. There you go. Bat, I'm not kidding. We have plenty of drowned heads too that we can use for decorations. That's going to be fun. I don't believe that I have any dye in any of these. Again, I should have managed these well, so no. Cyan dye, but just a little bit. Here's the lime green. I don't really think I'm going to use lime green, but I'll try it out. I think it's just going to be too harsh against the cyan. Just too harsh. A little harsh. Right, nothing there. Nor there. Oh. I thought that was sponge. What are you doing outside the toolbox? Scoot. Orange, I don't think so. Somebody like Nova or Villager or something could pull off orange. Yours truly, not so well. Are you serious right now? Charles? 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 I think we're good. I think we're going to have to make some more, though. We're at the very least, we're going to have to make some more of the cyan. And come to think about it, we're going to need quite a bit. So, I'll tell you what. Oh, it's raining. Any green dye here, Thunder? Yeah, we got a little bit right there. Wow, that's all? You're joking, right? And we are Sans Cactus Farm. What to do, what to do, what to do. Sleep, perchance to dream. That's what. Sleep off this rain. Cactus, huh? Cactuses. See, now, if I weren't so inspired to build more colorfully, I would just use the plain glass. Hashtag blame Nova. Blame Nebula. Blame Villager. Blame Genie. You colorful builders, you. Stop doing that. Now look what you did. Now I have to go harvest cactus. Okay, I've decided that the cactus farm should go in this build over here. Right? That's kind of obvious. And it should go right on the shoreline there, so it's quickly accessible from Mushroom Island Central. Oh, quite the ravine. Welcome to the rest of the stream. Thunder harvests cactuses. And refuses to say cacti. Right. Yeah, see, I would make a cactus farm right on that point, right there. Okay, and this one has grown a little. These two, these three, these. Okay, yeah, we've got some. Of course, I'm leaving the stems so they'll grow some more because, as we've mentioned several times already, no cactus farm. So, and I think to myself, why not? Why would I not have a cactus farm? It's a basic early game farm, so useful for bone meal, for green dye, all kinds of goodies. Easy to make. Doesn't really require much in the way of resources. There's Lone with his own Blame Nova emote. Spamming the chat. I know, it's hard to resist, isn't it? Yes, no, yes, yes, no. Okay, we're good here. It's just going to take quite a bit to do this, so I don't know, maybe, how are we doing here? We're closing in on half a stack. I think I'll do a full stack. There's the output end of the ghast farm. Conservation. For any of you children of the 70s. Ouch. Okay, we're good there. Yeah, I had Nebula on as a guest a couple of times. One of the times she was on, that's what we did. Made ourselves a ghast farm. A ghast farm. Kicks butt too, of course. I'll probably still build somewhere on the server my Trident ghast farm. I'm about 90% satisfied, maybe even a little more, with the one I had built in Buffooncraft on Season 5. I think I can tweak it and get it to perform just a tiny bit better. And so I may do that on Generations. I will not, though, take down Nebulous Farm because it certainly kicks butt. It's already close to Mushroom Island Central. And it just has a lot of aura and nostalgia attached to it, so that stays. I'll just go build it in a different location. And it'll just be to show off that kind of build. Ow. Closing in on our stack. Let's go this way. This is a really cool desert isle on which to build. If I built on Generations every day and I had the time to do that, this would all be built out. I've talked about building here in the past. My idea here is for a ruined desert civilization that in the past was glorious and in the present has diminished somewhat, but is still inhabited. This guy must have grown up since we left. Looks like we're already at one stack. Let's go back. We will smelt this up. Am I going to be able to make it? Believe it? No, I'm not, am I? Okay, we'll go in through the front door. Oh, that's not good. That's... No, we're good. We're good. That's fine. I take that back. I'm sorry. Cheska's. Smelter, right? Yes. Let's just drop it right on in there. How are we for fuel? We got plenty of fuel. I'll drop that in there as well. Smelter? I barely touched her. Yeah. Smelter. From here. Okay, there's Sage. Okay, so if we're going to be mixing the green and the blue, let's go get a lot of blue dye here. There's oh so much. It's really just about the only thing that lapis is good for. And I know about the enchanting table, which I rarely use. Not because I don't have anything against it. I'm just usually set up by then. And I've not done early game in so long. I think that should be plenty of blue dye. So what I'm thinking of doing is just doing the whole column in the cyan dye with the cyan glass, and then just experimenting, and then maybe I'll go back with some scaffolding and pepper in some 1 or 2 texture colors. Yeah, this should be plenty. Wow. Okay. Let's do that, and this. And this. Okay, that gives us a full stack. That, you know, 2 stacks. What's the recipe for the panes? Is it? Yeah, but it gives you 16. All right, let's get 6. There we go. Like that. And let's do something like this. And you know what? Let's not go too mental with this yet. That should be way, way more than enough to build that column. Let's go do it. How am I doing here? I have 12 more minutes. We should need to be going south. I guess I should turn off Enderman griefing, right? I mean... All right. Yeah, that's not going to be too bad, right? We'll do some lighting effects and things like that, so... Not entirely certain this is the fastest way to place these, but we're going to go with it. Just got to get my rhythm. I heard a Ghastly somewhere. Where is he? You know, I want to jump down and have a look at this, but there will be no chance at all of me landing back on the edge of these planes to continue. These panes, I should say. No chance at all. I'm surprised we haven't had the Ziggies spawning in all over the portal and stuff like that. Because they are not affected by the light levels, so... Ugh. I have to admit, I got quite far before I misplaced a pane, so... We've been making pretty good progress on Buffooncraft with our 3D printed build. I would like to make more progress. It looks like it's taking about an hour for each level, and that's too much. But I am getting better. I'm already building each layer, each level, each layer way faster than I was building them in Season 4. I've already improved on that system of building. That being said, though, come Friday's stream, I'm still going to do the first hour of building and then the second hour of lore. And even though the lore has already been progressed, advanced by my buffoon friends, I'm at least going to check it out and get myself familiar with it, if I can. There was a structure in the Mirror Drost, of which there were 2 levels that we had not yet accessed. The buffoons went up and accessed a place that led them to the new discoveries. Supposedly the coffin maker shop. I'm not sure if that was the same structure. It probably was. My idea when I was on Skip's stream was to yeet one of us up there with the fishing rods. So I don't know if my buffoon friends did that already. So I'll have to confirm that. If not, I'll do that on Friday, and we'll find out what's up there. If they had, and that's how they made the new discoveries, we'll just access the new areas and see what we can see down there. We went into the basement of the coffin makers. Oh, okay. Cool. That means that that structure, the upper levels of it, still have not been accessed. And so Friday we can try my fishing rod idea and see if we can get somebody up there and we can see if there's anything up there worth seeing. Because otherwise I can't imagine how to get up there. Skip and I were scratching our heads trying to figure out a way to access that, and we could not think of any other way to get up there. And we were provided with plenty a fishing rod, so I think that's the intention. But then again, this is Thunder trying to predict human nature, and we know how terrible I am at that. So, maybe not. So Sage, if you don't mind, what inspired you and our friends to check out the basement of the coffin makers? Wow, I really struggled with that because I was avoiding saying you guys. Well, we found the basement. We discovered there is a basement. Oh, okay. What was it, behind a painting or something like that, or? And that made it, yeah, of course. Of course, I could, and viewers, you could as well, go check out Skip's VOD and see them do that. So, I think Skip streamed for about 6 hours that day. I was with him for about maybe the first hour or 2 hours, I think. but we can find out whatever that feature was. There's Jeannie. I'm lurking, but Twitch doesn't show you in gaming category, by the way. Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to update that. I think I didn't put a gaming category in there for Kachi Time this past Sunday because Kachi was drawing and they didn't have an appropriate category for that I thought was descriptive enough. And so I just went with no category, and then I forgot to update that. Huck. Thank you, Jeannie. What about art? So Kachi began a new comic book, and so he was doing character design and story plot and stuff like that in Clip Studio Paint, and so we streamed that on Sunday. The VOD's still up if you all want to check it out. Well, now. I think I can just maybe land on that and then just drop off. But we watched me try to land on this in the past. This blows that I can't just finish this, but oh well. Because the rest of the stream is going to be me trying to land up there. Let's just go with one stack. That should be plenty. How are you doing, Jeannie? Better than me. Trying to land on this patch of dirt and failing. Let's reduce our velocity. There we go. All right, let's see if I can... Yeah, nice. Okay. Wow, it's like I actually have played this game at one time. All right, let's do this. See if we can finish up. And I might be able to go over stream a few minutes, but not much. I really got to get right out of here. It's just that we're so close to the top already, so... Okay, Arctic. All right. Jeannie, did you raid in and I missed the raid message somehow? Hasn't registered on your Minecraft, so it doesn't display anything. Really? Twitch went absolutely ape crap for me this past weekend right after Kachi's stream. It disconnected itself from my YouTube channel, so I couldn't export videos. And I had to go through the connection process again. I had to revalidate my Google account. I had to do all of that stuff. I did fix it, but a lot of my Twitch stream stuff was obliterated just suddenly, just for no reason at all. And so, yeah, I'll have to go look at my alerts now. Alerts. And now, and see if all of that stuff doing. But anyways, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. I think that's the problem. I think Twitch also disconnected itself from Stream Elements. Oh, Thunder. Look at that. Look at how close. Really? 2:02. Yeah, let's just finish this up. Oh man, that's annoying. Hope you're good. I am excellent. Despite that minor annoyance, yeah, it's a first world problem, so. My Twitch isn't working. Wah, wah. Yeah. We'll figure it out. There it is. Okay, and we're going to leave this because this is, well, let me think. Yeah, okay, so I want the obsidian to be right around here for the portal. And then we'll head on out. We'll go fetch Kachi. Oh, that's a little too much energy dispersed. Here we go. Dispersing momentum. There. Okay. Much better. Now, I'd like some decorative blocks there in the corner. So I think I'll just put some dirt there for right now. We'll get the portals in place, and then that's it. We'll call it. So, Jeannie, since I can't read the stream message, the raid message, what were you streaming? Was it still the pub battlegrounds? For those of you building this kind of farm, you do not need the 4 portals. I just like the look of it. 1 portal's plenty. That should do it. Oh, look at that. I missed 2 glass panes right there. Wow. Let's take a quick run around, make sure I didn't miss any others. Just the 2. Just the 2. They look like they're right there. Or maybe 1. Maybe it's just 1, the way they connect up. Yeah, there it is. Look at all of those pruny boys down there at the farm. All waiting. Your days are numbered. Hey there, fellas. So you can see they spawn in the water column here. And then the bubble columns push them up to the top, just like the Guardian Farm, right? And then push them into the portal. They're transported to the Nether, where they go down to the drop chute. They die, and we get the goodies. That's the idea. This farm is going to kick butt. Oh my god. So Kachi has already agreed to come on for the next Generations stream. This will all be done. I'll be finished. And because you really need 2 players to see it in action. You need one to be at the AFK so the drowns will spawn. And then you need the other to be in the Nether so you can see them coming down the drop chute. And then we'll switch. And so Kachi has agreed to do that, which is super cool. He hasn't been in Generations in a long time. So it'll be a little nostalgic to have him in here. And, okay, I have to get going right away. I have to go fetch my son. Let's log off here so we don't die. Outro music. There we go. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. So I don't have to build by myself. Yeah, I always appreciate you guys coming in. Guys, there. I'm trying not to say guys. I'm trying to be a little more inclusive. Friends, viewers, chat. Just remember that we do this before we do this Generations stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Buffooncraft. That'll be from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday. The stream after that will be Kachi Time on Sunday. That'll be from 11 a.m. to that'll be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what Kachi's going to want to stream, but we'll find out. And again, thanks for showing up. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you happen to be. Join us again next time. Bye for now, everyone.